What is something men think would attract women, but in reality it wouldn't? Please don't say playing video games all day. Please don't say playing video games all day. Please don't say playing video games all day. The thing is, that on its own is not a turn-off. Actually, it's cool seeing guys who have interests and hobbies, but I found the dudes that are super into gaming that I met who games all day had nothing else to talk about, and not the best balance with healthier habits. And in some situations, basic stuff like hygiene or simple social skills were missing, but I assume that is not a gaming-related thing, that was just young dudes was around back then. The adult gamers I know now are married, have kids, and or full-time jobs, and they are wonderful friends. I can't really keep up with their game talk, but I love the enthusiasm and I think their kids really benefit from it all. The other problem with some of the gaming community is the misogyny that is still pervasive in a lot of online gaming. My sister used to be more into WoW, but it was a bit of cesspool for her as a woman, which is a really pity. I showed a girl all my Legos and she just left. Her loss just got a Mos Eisley Cantina. This is not a universal. I, for one, would be delighted to see a new Lego construction. It's simply a sign of good taste. Being louder than everyone else in the room. What? Being louder than everyone else in a room. I met a guy who bragged about sleeping with 30+ women and that he knows what women want. LT was the most unattractive statement I've ever heard. Talking about how many other women are crazy about you, lol. My mom says I'm alright. I showed a girl my collection of little Dalek toys from my childhood. I think she was impressed. When I was a kid, I thought my crush would fall for me if I showed her something truly cool, how I could drink a glass of soy sauce without flinching. She didn't. I've been meticulously arranging these priceless treasures I've collected for this girl for months now, and she won't pay any attention to me. I gather sticks, twigs, feathers, even petals, and show her that I can build her the best nest. I display my plumage, like you're supposed to, but nothing works. Pretending to be something you are not. The only thing you'll attract is people who are doing the exact same thing. Calling yourself an alpha male. I'm a dude and also work in IT. One time a dude self-proclaimed himself the alpha male. Needless to say, he got roasted. We still don't know to this day if his ego ever healed. He was also told to come back when he's in at least beta testing. 5. Cologne worn improperly. As in sprayed on for a bit of nice scent, not like you drowned in it. And when you come near, drowning others in it too. Talking about how many women throw themselves at you. Yes, and talking about how no one wants you. Being overprotective. There is a fine line between being protective over your family etc. and being creepy, dare I say borderline stalking. Carrying 12 foldable chairs after youth group. Don't listen, brothers. We all know that the boy who carries the most chairs is fit to become a man and impress all the ladies. When men act really aggressive and tell you all about the times they totally could have killed someone or beaten someone to a pulp, but didn't, because they restrained themselves. On the one hand, they look like a pathetic, cowardly jackass bragging about the violence they could inflict, but don't. On the other, they look like the kind of guy who will 100% be on the news for killing his girlfriend with a pickaxe because she disrespected him. Cringe. Terrifying is a bad look. It is not an effective pickup line to tell a woman that you barely restrain yourself from killing everyone in sight, because women are already low-key worried that every strange man trying to chat them up is going to kill them. A lot of the stereotypical things that men do to impress women is often more impressive to other men than it is to women. LOL. No kidding. The muscle car, 4x4 truck, and fish pick are for his friends. They aren't meant to impress women. I don't know why I did it, but I used to randomly poke the girl I liked in the forehead. I thought I was crushing the elusive game of seduction, but to this day she claims it was 0% effective. We've been together for 6 years. Comparing themselves to a wolf. What about a corgi? I have 2 and we do have a lot in common. If any man genuinely thinks catcalling is attractive, they should take an IQ test. The treat them mean to keep them keen mentality. Edited to fix a spelling error and add something on. Yes, I do have dyslexia and it's my superpower. In my experience, wearing overalls and plaid and walking around barefoot doesn't work. Oh sure, you would think that women would swoon about all my convenient pockets. It seems like they should be attracted to the sensibility of denim overalls and red plaid, especially when combined with my shoeless freedom and forest hobo lifestyle. I thought that maybe it was because I don't have a huge hat, so I went out and bought a huge hat, and it still doesn't do anything. I don't get it. Would it help if I wear fingerless gloves? When they say you're not like other girls, you haven't rejected me yet, so you're not like other girls. This thread has so much good advice for gay men. Bragging about money is a turn-off. I was a cashier at a little general store years ago. Some guy came in to buy maybe $7 worth of snacks, and he pulled out a gigantic roll of $20 bills. He made sure I saw them because he flipped through them for a bit and winked at me. Never forgot that interaction because of how incredibly uninterested I was in this stupid man walking around with huge wads of cash to impress. Cashiers? LOL. When guys try to pick us up and can't take no for an answer. Buying me a bunch of expensive gifts early on. You can't buy my love. Living in the South, I think most guys here think revving your engine up at a red light works. Being a total selfish bad boy prick, women usually grow out of being attracted to that by the time they are 25. Yeah, but I'm 19, so should that be my aim for the next couple years? Everyone is talking about the stuff that doesn't attract women, and these are pretty obvious. What actually does attract y'all that we don't know about? What kind of car they drive? Don't give a F, bro. What do you mean? Everyone knows the louder the car, the more chicks you get. Oh, baby, you're annoying people and waking babies up to a mile away. Take me now. Unless your car has a flamethrower and a popcorn dispenser, I'm probably not going to care. Looks at profile. Have not set any orphans on fire recently, haul up. Handbrake turns. Lies. Everyone knows that's how you get women. Well-executed handbrake turns and J-turns or Rockfords. Axe body spray. Found this out by scientific research, wearing it to find that almost every woman I talked to told me never to wear Axe. Ego. I feel like a lot of guys don't understand the difference between ego and confidence either. Men that don't think about women as a monolith, probably a giant black object floating out by Jupiter? Anything that would be classified by them as alpha male behavior. Magnets. How about ghouls? Bragging about how much money you have. Gotta do it subtly, like talking about trips you've been on around the world. Honestly, the depressing and mysterious persona. Enhancing your look of depression and putting yourself down. Seeking validation and being like, yeah, like, I effing hate myself. And also constantly blaming ex-girlfriends for your current state of life. Loud cars. A fancy car. I get if you like cars, you thought it was cool, do you? But thinking my panties will might because I see you driving an overpriced midlife crisis mobile, you know. This not all men, but there are men who believe in negging. I don't know if that's still a thing, but I remember one of my interns trying to explain it during a lunch many years ago. Handbrake turns? I was sure that once I got a car and perfected a handbrake turn that I would have to put wipers on the hood to protect it from women throwing themselves at me. Never happened. Still not sure where I went wrong. Bragging about how much attention they get from women. I lose interest when guys do this. If he's not ready to brush off that attention for a relationship, that's totally okay, and I won't try to stop him. I'm not going to spend my time competing with other women, though. I'd rather just move on. NFTs? I feel like someone is trying to sell me something. As a guy, add crypto in general onto that as well. Thinking calling women females makes them seem like an intellectual alpha instead of a seething incel. Proudly displaying a large fish you probably didn't catch yourself on your dating profile. Not even my rare, Uzbekistanian flounder? I'm sure it's different for everyone. Speaking for myself, the car you drive, the people you know, how much money you have. Acting macho / immediately resorting to violence when they or something they care about is threatened. Axe body spray. Pointing out the exact moment Aragorn breaks his toe. I have scrolled for a good 20 minutes and am happy to report that no one has said Bionicles. Anyone who questions my Bionicles collection in the future will be shown this thread and asked to show where in here it says they will not help me get a girl. I've been acting all cool and aloof, the mysterious type, to attract my crush. It will work soon. It has been 15 years though, and she's been married for 12, and I haven't spoke to her in 10. But any day now. Guys, stop trying to get women or attract them like this. You'll just end up seeming insincere, and I promise women notice. Everyone does. You have to change your attitude and way of thinking. Yes, you're going to see people that you feel are more attractive, but you have to start seeing past that, or else you will focus on it too much when it doesn't really matter in the first place. Just talk to people. Think about making a friend, or just have no expectations at all. If your heart is open and you're there for the right reasons, you will find yourself with a partner that knows the real you and has a chance to love and respect you for who you really are, and things will grow naturally. Women aren't peacocks, guys. No fluffy tail or dance is going to make them like you. Be you, and if they like you, you'll know and it will feel good. Otherwise it's a waste of time anyway for both of you. As a guy, the funniest thing to me is seeing other dudes get buff at the gym expecting women to fawn over them only to get other buff dudes complimenting them. Being really muscular. Some muscles are attractive, but it freaks me out when guys are so muscular they look like they're about to pop. So, from the data I've gathered from this post, I can now calculate the most effective dating strategy. Tell lady you don't have a big schlong, but don't say it's small. Don't tell lady you're rich, but don't say you're poor. Be really hot on every aspect of personal hygiene. Don't talk about any other women in regards to dating or sex, past, present, or future. Don't be anyone else, just be yourself. Schizophreniacs, you're in trouble here. Don't send unsolicited d-pics, instead bring Polaroids to your date and ask permission first. Style your hair. If you don't have any, try styling someone else's and being them along so she can see the effort you've put into your date. Discard of styled hair companion once this part is complete. Be 6 feet tall, don't be any shorter than this, but try not to be a giant. Also, some shorter girls might not like 6 feet, so if your date is especially tiny, try hunching a bit and bending your knees. Make sure you're using all your yours correctly, otherwise you'll make yourself look like you're unable to use your properly. Unless she's dyslexic, you'll be alright there. Just picked up a C7Z06 and it attracts only men. I didn't buy it to get chicks, but for those that are, any high-end sports car is a D-magnet. Similarly, do not get a motorcycle to pick up women. There have been women who wanted to ride on the back of my bike, but that was well after establishing interest. Do you know who you pick up when you have a motorcycle? Other dudes with a bike and middle to late-aged dudes with wives who won't let them get one. Bagging about fights, how tough they are, how they reacted in a situation that really just makes them Iowa like in a hole. Okay, so someone was a bit rude to you in public. You reacting like they killed your dog doesn't make you attractive. Sports cars. I had the new Corvette when they released the Stingray in 2014. The amount of guys that would say things like you must get so much PS in this thing was way too common. I would tell them LVE never had a girl throw themselves at me over my car, and if they did I wouldn't be the type of chick I would be interested in if they were that shallow. I did, however, have random men talking to me every single day about it or asking me to rev my engine at a red light. I have an old Mercedes. I told my wife if we ever get divorced, just buy a car like mine and every middle-aged dude on the planet will talk to you for some reason. She wasn't amused. For Midwestern boys, pickup trucks. 99% of straight women do not give a s about your Chevy. Being an alpha male. 9 times out of 10 you are just a DB.